He's 22 years of age. He was captive bred. The reason why he's captive bred is it's now illegal to take parrots from the wild. He comes from Indonesia originally, and basically Indonesia's only got 1,000 left. They're critically endangered. So please, if you do buy a parrot, make sure it's captive bred.
Do you think that pirates really kept parrots as pets then, or not?
I do believe there's a certain kind of association between parrots and pirates. Robert Louis Stevenson in 1833, Treasure Island, Captain Flint sitting on his shoulder. But they were pirating in the Caribbean. Lots of parrots in the Caribbean. They'd collect them, they'd use them as commodity for trading, all that kind of stuff. London and Paris had bird fairs, and they were considered hugely desirable. And also, as well, parrots were all constantly about boring voyages, so they used to kind of play around with them, have fun with them.
And David, the parrot in the movie... Sorry, the parrot in the movie...
Yes.
It's so similar. The parrot in the movie is also used as currency, and it's not really a parrot, but that's...
It's not a parrot, no, that's on the whole plot hinges on the fact that the parrot...
Charles Darwin is after that, yes. Whatever it is.
Should we not say?
No, I don't think so, do you?
Well, there's a call coming over here from a lovely lady called Victoria who's mad about macaws. Oh. Now, she really knows what they're all about, and she'll explain exactly why you shouldn't keep parrots unless you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, because of people who may not be sure of what they're doing, you've ended up with 13 of them, haven't you, Victoria? Right. Tell us what the story is there.
Well, some of them have come and stayed, some I've bred. But most of them have been given up because people can't keep them any longer.
Introduce her to this.
That's Marcella. She's a
Marcella. And on the rehearsal, she climbed right on top of me, and she absolutely adores me. Yeah. But you have to know what you're doing.
You have to know what you're doing. They're not easy to just take on and look after. I mean, they live for a very long time, so it's not like having a dog for 10 years. It's like having a dog for 20, 30, 40 years. So.
And if you actually pan out the budget to look after it, so it runs into tens of thousands of pounds.
Well, it could do, yeah, especially with vet fees, because they're extremely expensive to take to a vet.
David's absolutely fascinated with Marcella here, actually.
Yeah, well, if the ugly bat's watching, this is what you're missing out on.
You're right. Get close up and personal with the dill chair.
Tell us about other birds as well. We've got something really special here.
We have indeed, in honour of David coming in. This is from the Oxford Museum of Natural History. This is a facsimile of the only known example of a flesh remain of a dodo. There's only a few bones in the world, and I'm incredibly excited about seeing this. It's fantastic because, of course, they were, they're around way before Victorian times. First found in 1598 on Mauritius, and basically within a century they were made extinct. The Dutch sailors were banging them on the head, roasting them, and they also brought pest species as well, which basically escaped, ate the eggs, ate the chicks, and within 100 years they'd completely gone. Very sad state of affairs.
Okay, I mean, we must explain the reason we've just jumped to dodos there is because there is a dodo in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Give it away,
we keep just...
The pirate captain thinks he is one of these, but actually he's got a dodo. And when Darwin sees that, of course...
Darwin wants the dodo, everybody. Victoria, thank you so much. Thanks for all the hard work you do with your beloved parrots.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes.
Clip of David Tennant at it.
Oh, what is it?
Terrible! McGregor, that's terrible! Somebody's kicking lunch with your sister.
Oh, so what? She's bigger than him.
Go on, kick him!
Yeah, that's painful.
No, you say it's painful, but I think you were really good at that. Not at football, but at acting.
No, I'm very bad at football. Yeah, that was a real giveaway.
Early promise.
Oh,
Nobody could have seen your picture. They could have seen you at home seeing that.
How did that
Not
make
like
you feel?
that at all, did you?
I thought that disappeared into the mist of time.
And
then last year, somebody showed it to me on YouTube. That's the thing. Nowadays, nothing will ever disappear again.
What's it from, anyway, that?
It's from an anti-smoking film that Glasgow Council made in 19... Oh, it must be like 87 or something. Okay, my first ever paid acting job.
Okay, well,
I think I was 15.
We have not left you out. We've got a picture of you when you were... Tell us how young you were, actually. Let's have a look.
Look at that.
Oh, so cute.
See that steely focus? I think I was 11 or 12 years old. So,
where were you there? What were you doing there?
That was in the village in Scotland when I grew up. That was in my father's yard. I used to practice around the yard.
Look at Jay looking all love-lost and forlorn.
No, I'm slightly concerned.
We couldn't possibly have one of you, could we?
No, I don't.
Yes, we can, because your wife is very good friends with the producer of The One Show.
Oh, no, right, Harriet's in trouble then, isn't she?
Look at little Jakey here.
Hey! Oh, yeah.
Superman!
Yeah. I look about the same age as Sebastian Vettel in that, don't I? Yeah, passable impression.
You're doing a Spider-Man thing in a Superman costume.
Hey, man.
Confused.
You can only afford the one costume, you just got to improvise.
Actually, he's colourblind. He didn't know which suit he was wearing.
It's the same colours, though, isn't it?
Anybody fancy a pirate banquet?
So basically, you're at sea for a long time.
Yes.
And you have to have with you what you've got. So there's a lot of salting and pickling. We've got a lot of salt beef here. We've got some pickled herring over there. Those are great methods of preserving food for a long time. Salt beef particularly, I think, is a wonderful thing. Put it in brine and you can keep eating it all the way through. We've got some ship's biscuits.
Guys, you can eat. Well, you can eat and drink.
Please do. You might not want to, but please do.
Marvellous named salmagundi, which is a general name for a stew, and nobody's entirely sure what necessarily has to be in it. This one has chicken, pickled vegetables, anchovies, eggs. You're not actually a huge fan of anchovies, but it's not working for you.
Well, I'm liking this, yeah.
You like it?
300 years old, 400 years old, this recipe?
Yeah, it dates back a long way. You can pretty much make it up and then put the label on it. But it's
what is a ship's biscuit? You hear the term. It looks like bread.
Let me help you. Well, it pretty much is. If you put flour, water, salt together, it will stay for a long time. Just knock it out to get rid of the weevils.
Sure.
Unless you need the protein.
And that literally is a sea biscuit.
David,
Yeah.
what's your teeth?
Should I dip it? Should I dip it in my salamagundi?
Yeah, go on. See how soggy it goes. How long is it going to
for a
take?
couple of weeks, and it may
not months.
Have you baked these, Jay? Are these your...
Rock and roll!
Try one of those.
Literally.
I get people to bake.
Yeah, good, as you should.
Now, of course, you know, there's this thing about rickets and people who've worked on boats for hundreds of years ago.
Well, it's true, isn't it? If you're out at sea, you're not going to get that much in the way of fresh vegetables.
One would imagine.
Once they understood that scurvy was caused by a lack of vitamin C, and they could pick up limes and lemons and then put it in their rum drinks, and this is actually a rum punch. There's quite a lot of rum in here.
Good.
It's
very good.
So
it's late enough to start drinking, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
So pirates were amongst the healthiest people on the sea.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. They probably had the life expectancy of 35, 40 years old. It's not a healthy lifestyle.
All right.
Very few.
You don't mind being the old pirates, don't you, pirates? In David's new film, the pirates also love a feast, but it's none of this stuff. Have a look at Ham Night.
Ham Night!
Yay! Ham Night! Yay!
OK, Jake, do you know the names of your neighbours?
Yeah, and I'm quite proud of that, because that doesn't tend to happen in London. But rum punch always at my house if people are interested.
So the names of your neighbours are?
Well, right. No, I'm joking.
No?
I am joking. Peter, we have flats next door to us, and it's Peter and Maddie in the top flat. Peter's a West End star. He's got an amazing voice, and David knows him. John and Gustav downstairs.
Gustav, I like the sound of him.
It's great. A couple of South African brothers. And then Barbara, who lives downstairs and is often renting our place out because she moves around a lot. And above Barbara, they've just moved in, and we've put a note through the door to say, welcome, pop in for a drink. But I do not know their names.
Well, Jay wins the neighbours.
What about you, David? You live in Monaco.
I live in Monaco, so Prince Albert's my landlord, I guess.
Can you get him involved with the big lunch, please? That'd be great.
Yeah, he's looking for a bit of...
Is bunting big in Monaco?
No. I'm not sure.
Gold-plated.
So your neighbours are, apart from the Prince?
I'm in a racing blog.
A racing
some
blog?
very small racing drivers.
And, so small, you're not sure who they are?
No, I do. I've got Felipe Massa as my neighbour.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear his little kid running up and down. Or maybe it's him.
It is
small.
OK, and what about you, David Tennant?
I'm very well acquainted with my neighbours, but I'm not going into it on national television.
Yeah,
OK, that's a
sensible answer.
That's a very diplomatic answer. Well, Tim, good luck. Thanks so much.
Thanks to David Tennant. Pirates, an adventure with scientists is out on Wednesday, the 28th of March.
And DC and our friend Jake Humphrey are live in Australia next week.